Welcome to the Upside Podcast, where we help you get unstuck in your life, in your business, by elevating your thinking and provoking meaningful change from the inside out. I'm your host, Teresa Flood, and welcome to the Upside. Today, I want to talk about a challenge as old as time. And I think that social media has probably exasperated this to a pretty tremendous degree. And I can tell you, as a little girl of 7 years old, this was something that I dealt with even then. And I guarantee you, you have too. And that is the deadly comparison trap. And so many times we get so stuck focusing on comparing ourselves to the people around us. And I want to give you just a few things that will really help you break free from being stuck in that comparison trap. The challenge is when we're in a comparison trap, our self-worth is constantly on a sliding scale. Meaning, and I used to say this when Tommy and I were youth pastors, I would used to say this to the girls in the youth group, and I'd watch them, and they would come in and they would check out, not the other boys in the youth group, they would check out the other girls because they would want to know, am I looking the best of everybody else in the room? And if they were, man, their shoulders would go back. They'd be feeling pretty good about themselves. But if they saw the group of it girls, all of a sudden the countenance plummeted. Well, guess what? All you adults out there, we are not that different oftentimes than the insecure little 13-year-old girls. And we look at the people around us. We see people on social media. We see people within our industry thriving and succeeding. And depending on where we feel like we fall in comparison to them, either our self-worth is up or our self-worth is down. And when we base our self-worth on a sliding scale like that, we are constantly going to be on an emotional roller coaster. And ultimately, it's going to cause us to become prideful. Because here's the thing is if our self-worth is down because other people are better than us, then actually what we're saying is that our self-worth increases when we think we are better than others. And it's a really deadly trap because then it becomes all about pride and all about ego. So here are 3 ways that I have used in my own life to break free from the comparison trap. And the first one is to know your gifts. Know your gifts. Really start to understand who you are and what the gifts are that you bring to the table. You are uniquely gifted. You have a unique personality, a unique set of talents, a unique set of experiences. Nobody else has lived the life that you have lived. You have something so specific and so unique to bring into this world. And you have to go on a journey to really learn and discover what those gifts are. Just to let you know, you are not being humble by being self-deprecating. Actually, that's just ego in disguise. Because when we're self-deprecating, when we're feeling sorry for ourselves, because we feel like we're not measuring up, we're all inward focused. And we've got to get out of that place. So know your gifts. If you feel like you're not really sure about what your gifts are, what the true talents are, what your zone of genius is, I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask to start exploring this. Number 1, what do you love? What do you love to do? I love to teach. I love to speak. Doesn't mean I'm the best in the world at it. It just means I love doing this, and I'm excited about spending more time cultivating and getting better at a natural talent that God has given me. The second thing is what gives you energy? What fuels you? Because your gifts, when you are operating in that zone of genius, when you are operating doing things that you love, you are going to be energized. Doesn't mean you won't ever get tired, but you're going to be energized to do more of that. And then the third question you can ask yourself is, what do people comment about me? Right? What do they talk about? When I get a compliment, what are the kinds of compliments that I get? And you can even ask the people, ask your friends, ask your spouse, even ask your parents. Sometimes, how you were as a child, those gifts start really, really early. I remember my mom always told me, Teresa, you're going to be a teacher. I actually thought about this the other day. And I haven't wanted to be a school teacher probably since I was about 9 years old. And yet, I look over the course of my life, all of my jobs, all of my roles, all of my opportunities have in some way utilized a gift of teaching, just not in the way maybe that she had initially thought it, or maybe she didn't, I don't know, but maybe the way I took it when she said that. So ask the people around you and start really paying attention to what those common things are that people say about you over and over. The second thing that you can do to avoid the comparison trap or to break free from it is to learn to value others. And I mean, like, really value them. Like, really value them. And value the things in other people that are different from yourself. If you're a very social person, sometimes it's easy to value that in somebody else, but it's not as easy maybe to value somebody that is very introspective. Find the things about other people that maybe frustrate you a little bit and start to look and find the good in that. Because to the measure that you judge others, trust me, that measure is always going to come back on you, and you will start judging yourself with the same harshness that you're judging the people around you. So start looking for the gold, looking for the gifts in people, start valuing the things that are unique, things that people bring to the table. It's going to help you understand your own gifts better. One of the things that I have done, I started doing this as a teenager, but when I would feel competitive with somebody or jealous of somebody, I would go and I would compliment them sincerely in that area that I felt that way. Because what it is it takes me to a place of humility where my ego is not getting to live and to thrive. The third thing that you can do is focus on and practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the number one habits that I think keep our mindset in a place of peace. It keeps us in a place of abundance where we're not focusing on all of the things we don't have or all of the things that haven't gone right. We're really sitting there and saying, wow, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I have so much. So focus and practice gratitude every single day, finding what you are grateful for, focusing on what you have and not what you don't have. What you focus on will always expand. If you want more of something, be in gratitude on that thing. Y'all, I think I told you I had 3 ways. I actually have 4. So this is bonus content. 4 things. The fourth way you can break the comparison trap is to focus on growth and not on others. At the end of the day, if you have ever seen the picture of the mountain, success, what success looks like to people, and it shows just the mountain that's above the surface, but beneath the surface is all the trials, all the heartache, all the challenges, all the sleepless nights, all the stress, all the self-doubt, right? And so many times we just compare our insides to everybody else's outsides. We don't really take a moment to look at what somebody did to get to where they were at, or what they've gone through, even though they have the things that we want to have. And so I would encourage you to focus, though, just on your own journey. Run your own race. Don't worry about everybody around you. Guess what? There's always going to be somebody better than me. There's always going to be somebody prettier than me. There's always going to be somebody funnier than me. There's always going to be somebody that's a better mom, all of the things, right? And so if I focus just on that and whether I am the best in the world, I'm going to be disappointed every time. But if I focus on how do I be the very best Teresa Flood that I can be, and I want to get better every single day, and I just focus on running my own race, and I live in a state of gratitude, and I learn to value other people and really appreciate the greatness in them. If I focus on developing my own gifts and my own talents that God has given me, I promise you that comparison trap, you will break free from it. It is incredibly freeing to be running your own race. So that is what I want to challenge you with today. Thank you for joining me on the upside. Let's go break free from that nasty comparison trap. If you enjoyed today's episode or you feel that this could benefit somebody in your world, would you please share it with them? And remember, when you invest in your personal growth every single day, it is absolutely worth it. And you're going to see immense returns in your life and in your business. I'm your host, Teresa Flood, and this is The Upside.